Good morning, boys and girl. It's good to see you Sabbath by Sabbath. Do you like stories? You know, Jesus told lots of stories. He told stories to illustrate, to make an illustration of something he was trying to teach people. And one of the stories that Jesus told was a story about the Good Samaritan. You know the story probably pretty well. It's a story about a young man who had lived at home with his brother and his dad. He'd lived there all his life, but as he got older, he got restless. And he wanted to do things his own way. And he says, Dad, I know that when you pass away and you're gone someday, I will be getting an inheritance. Is it possible that I could get it sooner than later? That kind of was hurtful for his dad, but his dad loved him so much, he says, okay, son, I'll make arrangements. And so his dad got all that money together, and he gave it to that younger son, and his son took off a long ways away because he didn't want anybody to see the way he was spending this money, because he was going to do things his way, all different. And he found out that when he got there, he had lots of friends because he had lots of money. But as he was living a very foolish life, he used up that money very quickly, and before long, the money was gone and his friends were too. Now, what is he going to do? He had to get a job. And so he went to a farmer and he got a job taking care of pigs. Feeding pigs wasn't a very fun thing to do, and as he's sitting there one day feeding these pigs, he thought about it and he thought, you know, my father's servants at home have things off a lot better than I do. I wonder if my dad will let me come home. I wonder if he would allow me to be a servant. It's worth a try. So he quit the job with the farmer and he started heading home. As he was heading home, he was coming down that last hill toward his father's house, and his father saw him because his father had been watching every day ever since he had left. His father ran out to meet him. He took off his beautiful robe. He covered his son with his robe because his son was dirty and ragged. Oh, son, I'm so glad to have you home. Well, you know, that's the way Jesus told the story, but the Jewish people were familiar with that story because they had stories almost like it. One of the stories was that the same prodigal son, he left and he went a faraway place. He spent all his money. He was working for a farmer, feeding pigs, not earning very much money. And he says, oh man, I want to go home. So he sent a message to his father, Father, I'd like to come home. And the message came back from the father and says, yes, son, you are welcome to come home. You spend all that you have to get as far as you can, and I will come and meet you and pay the rest of it. That's how one story was told. There's another version of that story that the Jewish people were familiar with, and it was the same son. He went to that faraway country. He ran out of money. He sent the message home to his dad, and his dad says, because only this time he was totally out of money. He had nothing. And he says, Dad, I'd like to come home, but I don't have any way to get there. And the message came back from his dad, says, it's okay, son. Stay right where you're at. I'm coming to get you. I think that's a better picture of God. That's the story I like a lot better than the first one. Anyway, we have a very loving Father. He's going to do everything he can to make sure that we can be in heaven with him. Thank you.